Rigid insulation is generally made from polystyrene, urethane, fiberglass, or wood fiberboard. The most common use of this is to insulate masonry walls. Rigid insulation alone is not fire resistant and needs at least a half-inch wallboard to ensure fire safety. Flexible insulation is manufactured in bats or blankets. The fibers are chemically treated to make them fire and decay resistant. Bats are pre-cut into 4 or 8 foot lengths and usually 2 to 6 inches thick. Blankets are bought in rolls and are manufactured in 15 and 23 inch widths with a thickness ranging from 1.5 to 3 inches. Blankets are commonly used in between joists and studs that are spaced 16 to 24 inches apart. Loose fill insulation is made from rock wool, sawdust, wood shavings, cork, cellulose, and even bark from trees. It is supplied in bags or bales and can be poured by hand or blown by machine. It is usually used to insulate homes that weren't insulated during construction or between the floor joists of unheated attics. However, if there is no floor covering in the attic, loose fill can be blown around when the attic fan is operational. The R number of insulation measures its resistance to heat flow. The higher the R number, the greater the resistance to heat loss in the winter and heat gain in the summer. R numbers are additive, so if you only had R19 insulation and wanted to increase it to R30, all you would have to do is add a layer of R11. All pipes and ducts in unfinished areas need to be insulated. If already insulated, the condition of the insulation should be checked for loose, torn, or missing sections. Ventilation in the crawl space and attic should be provided by at least 2 openings located where air can flow. In a well-insulated house, the greatest source of heat loss is through windows. All movable joints should be weather stripped and exterior joints should be caulked. Use caulk in all joints between the exterior siding and the windows or doors, on corners formed by exterior siding, between different siding materials, where the siding meets the foundation walls, and where storm windows meet the window frame. Fireplaces and wood-burning stoves can radiate heat through convection. However, different woods have different burning characteristics. Soft woods from conifer trees such as pine, fir, and spruce burns quicker and gives off less heat than hardwood from deciduous trees such as maple and oak. To maximize the BTU output of your heating and air conditioning systems, all radiators and registers should be unobstructed. The filter should be changed every few weeks. Oil and gas burners should be cleaned and tuned before the start of the cold season. Before the warm season, you should have your cooling system checked for proper levels of refrigerant. A compressor condenser unit that is constantly in the sun or covered with debris will not function at its best efficiency. A sunscreen can be built over it to provide the necessary shade. Radon is a colorless, odorless, tasteless gas emitted from uranium deposits in the soil. Prolonged exposure to this gas has been linked to cancer. There are more and more tests available for this. The old-fashioned method is using a specially formulated charcoal canister and following the instructions carefully. There are also companies that leave a machine with hourly readings in your house for about 2 days. This costs around $200, and most homes being sold today require this test. Asbestos is a naturally occurring fibrous mineral found in certain types of rock formations. The fibers are very strong, fire-resistant, corrosion-resistant, and insulate very well. Asbestos combined with other materials makes for long-lasting protection. However, when fibers are released into the air, they then become hazardous. Only a qualified contractor should remove and haul it out. High concentrations of lead have caused brain damage and even death. Low doses are linked to hyperactivity and reading disorders. According to the EPA, 2/3 of the homes built before 1940 had lead-based paint. If you suspect that an older home may still have lead paint, check with the State Department of Health or an environmental agency to find a lead specialist. Carbon monoxide is also a colorless, odorless, and tasteless gas that is a byproduct of open flame appliances. Symptoms of overexposure include headache, dizziness, weakness, nausea, sleepiness, and vomiting. Common sources of this are cars running in the garage, clogged fireplaces and chimneys, gas water heaters, gas furnaces, and cracked or broken heat exchangers. The best way to protect your family is to install carbon monoxide detectors throughout the house.